And as you rightly said, with so many parties involved, there is so much of fragmentation, right?
Yes.
And if I again draw a parallel with the e-commerce side, the, in the e-commerce side, there were some big players, the likes of Amazon, Flipkart, GeoMarts, and so on, right? Similarly, on the pharma side, there are big distributors, stockists, sub-stockists, wholesale, retails, and so on. So in India, there are 55,000 plus stockists, for example, 550,000 plus pharmacists, right? There are so many challenges, and which is causing people to pay more, right? Let's take an example of inventory. On an average, Indian pharma industry has an inventory of approximately 230 plus days, right? Which is 98 days more than the best in class Indian industry players in pharma, which is another 16 days more from global industry players. And retail players, FMGC players, have a pharma of only 58 days. So imagine, from 58 days to 231 days, there's such a big gap. So people are losing, right? So that is why, as you said, the sellers would gain if there is an open network, the buyers would gain, the various players in logistics providers, for example, would gain. Also, it would reduce cost, it would democratize the whole system, it will bring in transparency, there would be less wastage, and so on. So how do you see now pharma adopting ONDC, and how will it benefit the whole industry?
Yeah, so you rightly said that we have so much of fragmentation when it comes to only distribution, and then there are various categories of distribution. So they within that there is you have to subcategorize it, because every distributor will have his own priorities. So some would be more interested in train margins, some would be interested in getting a quality product, some would be interested in getting service in time, and some would require financial support like credit extension.
Correct.
So all these things, when you can service them based on, if you have a platform where they can, they can approach directly. There is no less intermediaries required. Because they have to choose the intermediary who's benefiting them.
Exactly.
Is a distributor they have to go to a distributor who's going to give them credit extension, or they're going to go to a distributor who probably will give them better trade margins, or you should go to a distributor where they feel that they will get a genuine quality products.
So it gives choices. It gives choices to both sellers and buyers.
Yeah, or should go to to distributor who is committed in service. If he says that he will get your products and by evening, he should get you by evening. And then imagine, because a chemist has to deal with so many different distributors, because there's so wide range of products which he has to do it. Imagine, how much time he is wasting. But every distributor is going to send his delivery boy and order boy, and he has to have invoices coming in, and after his closure of business hours, probably he has to feed in and get this reconciliation done. And that is why probably you see that within this distribution network, now there is a consolidation also happening. Now, there are companies like Acnamed, which are only now focused on hospitals. They will not supply to normal chemists. There are now distributors which are only focused on rural marketing and B towns. There are distributors now which are only focused on super specialty drugs. For example, IMS and Vardhaman. They only look into super specialty drugs, cold chain products, high value products, which are there. So even then, within those distribution, there is a super specialization which is happening, and if that can be made much more transparent and open, I think that brings a lot of you can say removes redundancy and increases your operational excellence.
Right.
At the time, everybody wants that. Why do we have these digital tools? Because they help us to these are all smart tools. Why do they're termed as smart tools? Because they help us to get the work done smarter.